Greetings and salutations, fellow Homo sapiens. Will here with a decent Gnomeragaiguiun group. That's right. After like 3 failed attempts, actually get a decent run and full on clear this place. Gnomeragaiguiun, it's a fairly large, primarily alliance instance. Well, I say primarily, it's a full alliance instance. There's no horde quests, unfortunately. There is a teleporter, which apparently leads to Gromgol. Who'd have thunk it? You start off the instance by saying hello, you gotta be polite, but I also say, hey, can we do the first boss before we jump down? Because the last group I had just jumped down straight away, and I wanted footage of the first boss, so I just said, look, if we're not gonna do it all, I'm gonna leave. Because that's what type of guy I am. Now, we start off by killing these irradiated trogs, not to be confused with irradiated haggis, completely different ballgame. The group consists of a arcane undead mage, me as a holy priest, an orc enhancement shaman, a paladin tank, and definitely a rogue. I'm certain it's a rogue this time. It's not a warrior, it's not a shaman, it's a rogue. Goblin one, I think. Although I still don't care. Now, this instance is, well, it's one of the first times I've actually noticed people taking a decent amount of damage. It's actually put up a moderate challenge, which is great, you know, it's getting there. Rather than that unbelievable face roll of the first instances, people actually start taking damage. The learning curve is, you know, is beginning to show. I've dinged level 27, nice, get myself a talent point. I don't put it in until after the first boss because, well, what can I say, I'm pro. And I'm like, whoa, where are these guys going? Boss down here, guys. So we kill more trogs and make our way forwards. Now, we're fighting these trogs, and I think somebody gets a disease or something, I can't remember. No. There's lots of diseases and poisons in this because everything's all radiation-y. If you're wondering why I keep spamming Fortitude, I'm like, what's going on here? I'm trying to get rid of a disease. And I realised, oh, I've accidentally bound both Dispel Magic and Abolish Poison to 1. And nothing's at 2, so when I hit 2, all I do is spam Fortitude. Now, as I'm running back here, I'm like, I've got a little thing I've noticed, and I've called it, what's it called? Healer mentality or something. And basically, you notice people are on, like, need healing, but they're too far away, and you get a bit worried, like, must heal! Yeah. Now this bit here, it's a small event, where basically you talk to this gnome, and she breaks the walls down, and a load of trogs come in, and eventually a boss spawns. It's a nice little event, but it is way too long. I mean, I was absolutely bored stiffless around here. But the rogue managed to make it a little bit entertaining by when the gnome goes to close the tunnels, as you can see at the back, the rogue's jumping on the explosives, thinking, whoa, I wonder what happens. Well, this happens. The rogue gets stuck because he's an idiot. Nah, I probably would have done the same thing because I was waiting for the rogue to explode. I would have thought him just to die because that'd be more funny. But we're all like, GG, congratulations on getting stuck. You win the Dumbass Award. Not only are we now stuck without a rogue, we're kind of tankless because you can see there the tank seems to be moonwalking a bit. That's a good sign of a disconnection right there. So now we're in the middle of an event waiting for a boss with just me, a mage, and a shaman. But it's like ridiculously low level, so we can actually 3-man it. So let's just, I think I'll skip forward now. So we're wondering what. So I basically tell the rogue to leave the instance and come back in, because that's the best way forward. But he doesn't. That's the thing. He's like, no, just move the boss towards me. I'll shadow step. It's like, you can't. There's a big wall in the way, you stupid idiot. So when the boss spawns, it's just us 3. And basically nobody can actually tank, so aggro's just being jumped all over the place. I'm tanking the basilisk while they take care of the big giant trog and kite it a bit, which it's a nice little challenge, this, you know, rather than just face rolling it. I get to heal and stuff. It's all fun. There you go, I'm tanking the basilisk again. Doesn't do anything special, it just hits harder than the average mob, and then the paladin tank wakes up and everything's hunky-dory. It's really ridiculously boring boss. Boring event, boring boss. But it's worth doing, especially if you're a mail wearer. Johnny, take a note of this boss, because I don't think this boss can drop anything else besides some blue mail gloves for strength and stamina. So I'd highly recommend you at least do this one for these gloves. There they are, Agis something or other. See, I'm currently having a go at the rogue because I'm getting kind of annoyed because the rogues have ample time to leave the instance and come back in. And he's like, no, bring the boss towards me on Shadow Step. Bloody idiots. Nah, it was fine. Like I said, this entire instance just went fine. Now this bit here is what somebody mentioned in the comments, jump down onto the gear, which is what I should have done in the previous video, the how not to do Gnomeregan. Oh god, that was horrible, just really bad. So we all jump down onto the gear and magically float in midair because the graphics are amazing, and we fight these giant slimy balls of doom. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of poisons in here, and there's a lot of poisons in the next boss, which 3, 2, 1, there it is. Big green vicious fallouts. Now he does that, he puts the poison buff on everybody, which is, well, it's a nice little mechanic. Unfortunately the poison doesn't actually do that much. I think it ticks on me for about 5 or 6, but it's nice that it's there, and it's nice that it's showing people the mechanics. I would have liked it to do a little bit of damage, but you can't expect perfection really, can you? There goes the poison buff again. Fair boring boss really, but it's nice how it's got this mechanic. Tell you what, it would have been great if this place did actually have some quests for the Horde. I know it would make no sense, but Alliance get some really good quests for this place. I think it's like A-team themed. It's pretty pro. So Johnny, I want some really good commentary when you do Gnomeregan. It dropped a staff, this Fallout thing, but it's utterly useless. I do win it, but I think it's just got stamina and the ability to breathe underwater. What's the point in that? Although I think a druid tank might like that for the stamina. I don't know. There's so many poisons in this place. It's untrue. I can do diseases and magic, but not poisons, which sucks. But now we go away from the poison area and start fighting some robo chickens. Everybody likes robo chickens. Name me one person who doesn't like robo chickens. Okay, fine, there's a lot of people who don't like robo chickens. I don't know if you noticed, but I've put the tank as my focus. The reason I've done that is to watch for renew, because I can't figure out a way to show it on grid. Like I said, I put the renew on, and so I can see how long it's got left, so I know when to refresh it. One thing I noticed here is the paladin keeps running out of mana, which is, I feel bad for really, because it's kind of, not say fully my responsibility, but it has a lot to do with me, because the way paladins work is they get mana when they're healed, and I think it gets boosted if you're prop. So if I'm not healing the tank, he's not getting mana, so he has to sit down and drink, which slows it down. So if you ever get a paladin tank, just start spamming some really weak heals on it just to get his mana up, because it'll help speed the run on, or at least keep your renew on, something like that. Now this bit here is the big round area of gnomes and stuff. Lots of gnomes, hence the name Gnomeregan. There's also those warning bots at the end. I don't know if they actually do anything if you let them live, but I knocked it out with a chastise. Now earlier the tank was complaining at the shaman for pulling. Pulling basically before him because he's a tank and the tank should be doing the pulling. It's as simple as that. Now, which I'll completely agree with. If you are DPS, let the tank pull. 99% of the time it's the tank's responsibility to pull the mobs. Now when I say that, if you're a tank, make sure you're pulling it at decent speed. None of this, is everybody ready? Okay to pull this? Just look about. Has the healer got enough mana? Are the DPS there? Is the healer awake? Is nobody FK? If all the answers are yes, pull. And that should take about 2 seconds to think. Just constantly chain pull, and every now and then look behind you. Has the healer got mana? You'll be fine. There's nothing worse than slow tanks. Oh, they're a pain. They're an absolute nightmare. But then again, some of the worst tanks are actually overzealous, fast, speedy tanks who refuse to wait. Because say we've just had a tricky group and I'm out of mana, oh, gotta sit down and drink, and the tank goes, I just pulls another group, like, what are you doing? Either way, well, let's just concentrate on this third boss, I think. Electric Justice! I don't know why I wanted to scream that, but I just did. He does like a zappy thing on the tank which hits him for an okay amount. I think he also hits the ranged as well. Nothing too special. Honestly, it's pretty tank and spank really. The only thing the bosses do, really, 99% of the time, is do a little bit more damage than the average mob. Also the paladin buffs mid-combat. Not really sure why, but hey, probably misclicked. So I'm there spamming my smites. And congratulations on the tank. Also, awesome ring. And I'm like, yeah, I need on that, but I probably won't win it. It's a ring, somebody's going to roll on that. But nobody does. I'm like, nice! Too bad I can't use it till level 28. And I'm level 27. But hey, at least I've got a decent ring. Now, skip to this bit just down the ramp to where we jump down yet again. Lots of jumping down. Want to buy proper lifts in proper locations. But full on spider belf this thing. Spider belf. But no, I'm not saying the rest of that. We actually skipped a large chunk of this place just by jumping down. But that's the whole point, you know. You want to get as much bosses as done in the least amount of time. That's the whole point of instancing these days. I mean, when it gets to level 85 heroics now, people want to skip as many bosses as possible, just get straight to the end. It's the good and the bad thing. And I can actually dispel that fire shock. You see it? Did you see me dispel the fire shock? About time I got dispel magic. Because, as I've said many times, spell magic saves lives. Eventually. But rather than just big robots of death now, we've got Dark Iron Dwarves. I've never understood why Dark Iron Dwarves are in Gnomeregan. Somebody explain that to me. Anyone out there who's actually good at the lore, tell me why there's Dark Iron Dwarves. I don't get it. I thought you had irradiated gnomes, irradiated trogs, big robots of death, and giant megalomaniac gnome things. That's all I thought it was. Why the Dark Iron Dwarves? Oh well. In this instance, while easy to heal, did pose up a few challenges, especially with poor groups, as you saw in the previous horrible video. So, it's a great place, you know. It's worth doing, I'd say once, but you're going to end up doing more times because it's one of those instances where it's kind of the only one in its bracket, so you end up doing it a few times if you want to do instances. Some green boots drop, but they're not as good as mine. So, unfortunately there aren't any quests, which makes me think, is there an instance that only has Horde quests that in this bracket? I think Razorfen Crawl has Horde quests but no Alliance quests. Somebody, you know, let me know that. So as we're moving down, killing more big robots of death, I think, yeah, I'm going to skip forward. I said skip forward. There we go. Much better. To the big bad door. Now, what used to happen in this place was the previous boss, the Electric Justice one, used to have a key that you picked up and used to do this door, which I think got old. You know, now the door just opens as soon as you kill these mobs in front, which you know, you might as well move the times. Nobody can be bothered doing that anymore. Opens the door. There also used to be a big, massive raw mobs here, but they got rid of that as well. Oh, here's the end boss. Mechgineer Thermoplug. Sorry, Mechgineer Seco Thermoplug. Yeah, see? Not just a pretty face. Gotta love the gnome lore. Now this guy is just insane. He looks awesome, big gnome robot thing. Very cool model. But doesn't really seem to hit the tank that hard. There's these bombs walking around and I'm thinking, right, the bombs are coming from these, so let's turn them off. Button on the side. So I run towards it, hit the button, but nothing really seems to happen. There's still bombs and it seems pointless. So might as well just let the bombs wander about since they don't actually hurt that much. So he starts screaming his head off again, a crazy person. So there's nothing really to it. There's lots of flashy things, but nothing really that much. He just hits the tank and the bombs wander about. Bit of a letdown really. But either way, that's Gnomeregan done. And that awesome helm drop, so I'm like, sweet, gotta get that bad boy. And since the mage has a better one, I win it. How awesome is that? I was really hoping the helmet drops as well, so I equip it and it looks absolutely ridiculous. So I've got a ring and a helm, so awesome. So let's get the hell out of here. So Gnomeregan is well worth doing. May not be any quests, but you get some great experience, some great rewards. Also, let's have a look in the old Baggeroonie and open it, and it's a Necky. Not just any Necky, a healer Necky. Equip that bad boy. Very, very impressed with this run. Well worth it. I take it as compensation. So I'll see you all later. Bye.